as well. Cool. I'm going to actually, is there a way to, there might be a way to.
Hey, did you do the best consecutive album releases, by the way?
I looked into it a little bit, but I didn't do a ton of research on it. Did you?
You want to roll it over?
Did you do it?
I mean, I have a couple answers off the top of my head, but I don't have like deep dives, if that's what you're looking for.
No deep dive for the Gabe. Bummer. I don't care. Up to you.
We'll roll that one over, because I'm curious to see what Greg pulls out of his ass.
Is he hopping on today?
I don't think he is.
Okay. That's fine. Oh, how did I get that back? Okay, sorry, my bad. I'm sorry, stream. There we go. We'll do it like that. All right, hold on. Let me just go ahead and check this, and I do have the chat room on in front of me. Let me give a quick looky look. Oh snap! Good dude, fucking. Okay. All right, let me hear you check real quick, Gabe.
Mic check. Are we coming through?
Hold on, got a little bit of a delay. Oh, All right, you're good.
Cool beans.
All right. Fucking shit, bro. I just got done streaming a little bit, trying to get back into it, you know.
What'd you stream?
I was doing Call of Duty.
Cold War?
No. That's not. They're not doing the beta this weekend. But I was doing the hunting at Verdansk event thing that they got going on. Having a decent amount of fun. Having a decent amount of little fun. You know how that goes though. Oops. There's got to be a way to. That's fine. I'll just leave it like that. All right, man. Are you ready to go?
Born ready.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Second City Kids podcast, episode number 164.
164. Crazy.
Yep, and we are back on a chilly, cold night on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. I'm your host, Jacob, of course, and I'm joined by my co-host extraordinaire.
Hey, that's me.
That is you. Welcome back, Gabe. It's been a couple weeks, and I just wanted to get a show done. We have a pretty decent-sized agenda, but before we get into that, obviously, we're going to do what we always do and just kind of follow up on how our weeks have been. So how have you been, my friend?
Good, man. It's getting a little chilly out, so you know we gotta pack layers now and shit like that. But I'm digging this weather. I'm digging the kind of the pumpkininess of everything. I got my Dead Ship's crew neck on with, you know, Satan seducing some woman. So you can say we're festive for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. I love this weather. This is like my shit. If I could stay within this wheelhouse all year long, I'd be a happy man. But yeah, man, it's kind of the same for me. You know, working. They switched my schedule again. And I'm Monday through Friday now, man.
Congrats.
I'm a normal human being again. I'm a real boy. But yeah, we're back to Monday through Friday life for now. I'm not counting my blessings so much to see that. We are live on YouTube and on Twitch simultaneously. So hopefully this goes over well and I won't have to add it in after the fact, all that good stuff. And I'm excited to get started because like I said, we do have a decent agenda. And let's just go ahead and get it cracking, man. So one of the bigger things to come out over the last couple of weeks has been the Spider-Man 3. We've gotten some information on Spider-Man 3. Obviously, this is the MCU Spider-Man 3. And we have confirmation on a couple individuals who will be joining the fray, so to speak. To open up, number one of the more obvious ones is Benedict Cumberbatch. Apparently, he's going to be making an appearance in the new Spider-Man film. And that just ties into some of the other more interesting, surprising names to be included. And that is Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will be making an appearance in the Spider-Man film. So I think it's safe to say this particular Spider-Man film will be heavily influenced on the multiverse aspect of this, because I think the whole phase of Marvel will be multiverse heavy. You know, we open up with Scarlet Witch's TV show, and you know, she fiddles around with that a little bit as well. Also, been confirmed, Jamie Foxx will also be in this as Electro. So kind of cool. What do you think?
I'm excited. You know me about the whole Marvel thing at the moment, but we've got an all-star cast lineup. You know, when you said kind of the more obvious one, I was like, he's going to say Tom Holland, and I'm going to yell at him. But yeah, man, it's working up to be something quite solid.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, because like I said, everybody's talking about how this phase of Marvel film will be heavily influenced on the multiverse. That's going to be a big thing moving forward into this next phase. And, you know, like I said, Benedict Cumberbatch kind of opens up those possibilities, you know, for the multiverse, multidimensional travel, et cetera, et cetera. I'm assuming he's going to factor in quite big into this next generation. So, kind of cool, kind of interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do with it. With that being said, let's keep it moving on. Dexter returns. Have you watched Dexter?
No, I have not.
Me either. But I know it's a very, very popular TV show. It's kind of right up our alley. I don't know how neither of us have gotten to it yet, so I think that's kind of funny. But apparently it is returning. It's been out of commission for quite some time, and people are quite excited to get it back. And yeah, so Dexter is making its return to TV as well, and I know people are quite hyped on it, and I think it might be a good time for both of us collectively as a show to hop on that bandwagon and maybe get caught up. What do you think?
Yeah, not a bad idea at all. I know the series is on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, indeed.
And you're absolutely right. It is totally up our alley, but we've just both been so damn ignorant.
I think that's the best way to describe that. Ignorant. But yeah, so we'll definitely check it out. Like you said, I believe it is on Netflix as well. So maybe we'll get caught up and do some reviewing along the way. We'll see. Next up,
cool.
Flying through movies, TVs, and books. I actually have a little bit to say about this one. Monster Hunter. So Monster Hunter is actually a video game, as you know. Quite a popular one. Capcom's one of their bigger IPs. And they're doing a movie. Okay. I don't know if have you seen the trailer on this at all by chance?
I've seen snippets here and there, but you know me in trailers.
Correct. So Mila Jovovich, I think that's how you pronounce her last name, is going to be in this film. And for those who are not aware, Mila Jovovich is the lady who basically starred in all of the Resident Evil films. Mm-hmm. So basically, from what they showed us in the trailer, they're taking a quote unquote real world approach on this. So as opposed to us kind of just being dropped in the Monster Hunter world, they're going to open up with soldiers in a real world scenario, and I guess somehow they portal into the Monster Hunter world, and Mila Jovovich is going to ruin another gaming franchise movie adaptation. So I didn't look great, in my opinion. Just to further drive home how kind of crazy and ridiculous and full circle we've gotten, Paul Anderson, who also directed the Mortal Kombat live adaptation, is going to be directing this film as well. And I'm just wondering, why did we make this choice? Why the director? Why the actress? And I don't know why we felt the need to kind of include like a real life kind of a feel to it. I think the Monster Hunter universe is interesting enough as is, and we don't need to add all the extra bullshit. But
I think the thing that's happening is that people are trying to make stuff like gritty, right? And I feel like the cheapest way to do that is to kind of create that like connection between like, oh, our fantasy world and the real world. There's a lot of coinky dinks here going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's kind of the cheap way out. But I mean, this is just another one of those things where it's like a lot of people had to check this off, and it's kind of like nobody said anything really
Yeah.
all the way up, even with the director choice.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Because
I,
apparently, Oh Boy does a phenomenal job at specializing doing shite like live action adaptations.
yeah, I was a little stunned by just the choices overall. Like I said, I think you could drop us into the Monster Hunter world and have it be plenty of intriguing on its own. And I know that they're gonna have a lot of homages to like the monsters within, so that's good. I mean, at least they're being honest with that. But I don't know, man. I don't understand a lot of the creative choices that they've made with this. So
You want to know why? Because there was no creative choices that happened. It's all money, monetary choices, my friend.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to totally shit on it, even though I feel like we are. But you kind of reap what you sow when it comes to this, you know?
Because it's like we're not part of the Monster Hunter community, right?
No.
But it's like, if I asked somebody who was, would they say like, yes, this is what we all wanted?
Yeah, I saw some pretty big blowback on the internet because it is a game I want to get into. I know they dropped some bigger DLC recently, and I think that they said that this particular game is kind of wrapped up as far as like storyline. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll jump in and get the full experience. You know, I thought about it. Especially with the movie coming out, I'm like, wow, it might be a good time. And I think they have a title coming out on Switch. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I was like, well, maybe it would be a good time to jump in. And the trailer kind of poo-pooed a lot of people's expectations. I honestly didn't even know that they were doing it. I hadn't heard anything about a Monster Hunter movie. So it kind of surprised me. But granted, like you said, we're not exactly in the community. So maybe that's why. But I don't know, man. It doesn't look great. And it kind of bums me out.
Like, yeah, let me just get a Luigi's Mansion movie at this point, right?
Hey, man, don't be dissing Luigi's Mansion. We'll talk about.
No, I'm
that.
not saying nothing.
Yeah.
But let me get like Ryan Reynolds as Luigi.
Now we're talking.
See, I've already created a much better movie than Monster Hunter's going to be.
Let's get Danny DeVito as Luigi. That'd be fun.
Danny DeVito as Wario.
Yes.
See, bro, I need to be on a creative writing team right here.
Yeah, and just throw shit at the wall, and everybody's like, "Hey, that's a good idea." You're like, "Yeah, it is." So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe we'll check it out.
Really quick segue. Do you know what Chris Forston once told me?
What do you tell you?
He told me that, well, when you throw shit at the wall, something's bound to stick.
I mean, it's true, I guess, to a certain extent. But yeah, I don't know, man. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And also, I know, also kind of interesting, Toho is behind this as well. Like Toho is producing this film, and you know, Toho obviously does like the Godzillas and the fucking, you know, Rodans and all those things.
Because it does feel like another like monster movie, right? Like another kaiju ass film.
Exactly, and I think that's kind of the angle they should have taken, you know, with it, as opposed to dropping T.I. and Mila Jovovich in a desert somewhere. I don't know.
Well, you know, Mila Jovovich has enough experience fighting big CGI things, so I think she'll do okay.
This is true.
It's not her that I'm worried about.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, kind of cool. And I'm semi interested, also semi terrified of what they're going to be doing with this. But I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. Speaking of gaming adaptations, some, I guess, stills from the set of the Uncharted film. Tom Holland officially going to be playing Nathan Drake, and people took a fucking dump on this. They took a huge poo-poo on Nathan Drake.
But like,
Tom Holland.
why though?
I have no idea. I saw some people say it's along the lines of some bad cosplay, and I didn't exactly see that. You know, I think
he looks the part.
I think so too. Now, my only thing is, I know he's a hell of an actor, obviously, but does he have that kind of darker sarcasm that Drake has? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But he looked good. I don't get the whole bad cosplay thing. The dude's wearing jeans and a fucking, you know what I mean, and a long sleeve T-shirt. I don't really see the bad cosplay.
Literally me.
Yeah, that criticism, I didn't really understand that, but I'm interested. I'm a big fan of the series and Tom Holland, so I think he could pull it off. People say Nathan Fillion. I'm like, the dude's too old to pull that off. You know, there's a certain physical charisma that you have to have for this film. And
Man, you put some makeup on Fillion, he'd make a fun Max Payne.
now we're thinking like that's better. You know, like I don't get it, but
Especially like Max Payne 3.
Yeah, for sure. That's gonna get some good shit, man.
See, bro, I'm just cranking out like A-list movies.
Yes, you are Wonderkin on that regard. But yeah, I didn't get the criticism. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Give him a shot, man. Same thing as the Joker story. Somebody plays a role for so long, and you're like, oh, well, they can't do anything else. It's like, well, no. I'm sure they want to do something else, but everybody's just so stuck in their ways. It's hard to get out of that trench.
Speaking of which, I forgot to throw this on here. I guess they're doing a Justice League 2, like we needed it. And they went back.
Leto's coming back.
Yeah, they went back to casting Leto on that. You know, fuck, man. I thought, did we not learn? Did we not learn enough from our mistakes?
Especially after like Joaquin Phoenix's, Joker. Like, okay, cool.
Well, I think even he said that he wasn't planning on coming back again to play the role, but
right. But I'm saying that follow up.
Yeah, I don't
right, because everybody was kind of relieved
Yeah.
when we got the Joker 2019. They're like, oh, we don't have to deal with Jared Leto anymore. But now it's like, well, psych.
Yeah, where he is back. And I thought he had didn't we report, and it was reported elsewhere that he had some bad blood with the guys behind these movies just because he wasn't even considered for that.
Yeah, I don't know their dynamic, but I mean, shit, man, he's probably excited to reprise that role.
I don't know why, but yeah, I guess. I came with a lot of criticism, and he didn't necessarily knock it out of the park. So I don't know.
Right. Justice League, but it's a Wes Anderson movie.
That's right. I don't know, man. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Moving along to gaming. Rainbow Six.
Ooh.
Some Rainbow Six news. Tachanka, our Lord and Savior, finally, after years of memeing, has got his rework. And is it live now? I think it might be live now, isn't it?
I haven't booted the game up in forever, but I believe so.
Yeah, I believe it's live. And he has had some major changes. You want to discuss some of those?
Okay, so it is live as of the 7th of October.
Okay.
It is available on all platforms.
Cool.
And so I actually have to look this up because I didn't actually watch the
Really? Okay.
Fuck me, man.
Well, I know a couple of changes. They made his MG like a weapon, like a selectable weapon now. I know that. And he is gone with the turret. Those turret days are officially over with, from what I understand. Obviously, that's kind of a big deal. So now
And he has a grenade launcher by the looks of it.
And yeah, his new gadget is this grenade launcher, which basically makes him like an entry denial op, which I guess technically that's what he was, right?
What was his purpose? Yeah.
I think that's technically what he was. And he has like fire grenade launchers now. And from what I understand, people are saying he is quite the selection now. And not just for memeing purposes, but for actually being a legitimate choice.
Can we get a Capital rework next, please?
People like Capital as is, though. That's the thing. People,
It's one of those weird culty following operators.
yeah, he's kind of valued in like a legitimate way, not kind of like the memeing way, like the Lord and Savior was. But people like Capital as is. So I don't know if that would be the best selection for a rework. Who do you think's next? Who deserves a rework now?
Let me pull up all the
apps?
operators. Yeah, because I need to like see them.
Okay.
It needs to be somebody from like year one.
Somebody early, yeah. Maybe like a Frost rework, maybe. Maybe
That's interesting.
change up her trap a little bit. Because I don't know. Because it's like
My money's still on Capital though.
it wouldn't be a bad choice. You're probably right, but I can see Frost happening just because everybody kind of. I don't think people really go down due to Frost traps anymore.
Yeah.
Especially with the verticality of the game where we have fucking ops who could jump through fucking holes now and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a fun little I guess modification would be to allow to put frost traps on walls.
Something like that. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
You know, just something kooky.
Above doorways or something like that. And they have nose and they get slapped in the face like the hand. Fuck it. Make it the hand from Jackass. You know, just having just knock people out fucking with when they walk through doorways and shit. Just
how about we just rework Buck and just bring that recoil just down a little bit?
Well, yeah, his gadget's fucking perfect. You know, other than just changing up the recoil a little bit, he's flawless.
Yeah. You know, kind of looking at who's out at the moment, I don't think anybody seriously needs a rework because Tachanka was like the one, right? Like he aged the worst.
Correct. Yeah.
Out of all of them, but I'm gonna stick by Capital, man. If he has a following, he has a following. That's fine. But like, if we're being honest here, he's not a solid competitive pick.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but yeah. So that's kind of cool, and I'm glad that Tachanka got that rework. He's kind of like a wall demolisher now, and like you said, entry denial, which was his original purpose, just kind of done a little bit differently. And like I said,
you know,
seems to be viable. So good for him.
It's like when you know you own a PlayStation for a couple of years and they update like the home screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Same feel, newness though.
Absolutely, pretty cool.
Speaking about PlayStations, so a video was released on how to change the positions of the PlayStation 5. Have you seen this?
I have, yes.
And so by the looks of the video, it appears that those side panels, the white ones, are very easily removable. So you know what that means, right?
Customizable.
Yep. Whether that be wrapped, whether that be custom laser etched, woodwork, you name it. I got big money on that. There's going to be a massive aftermarket community and a following for custom PlayStation panels.
Absolutely.
I could already see the $29.99 fucking Amazon cheap plastic ones that like melt.
Absolutely. I could see that happening. Also, another thing to note about this video, because it revealed the size of this console. This thing is fucking massive.
Oh, yeah. It looks like the original PS3 ate the original PS4.
Exactly. The thing is fucking huge. And I don't know if it's just a small man or the fact that the thing is actually massive. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Apparently, it's very, very quiet, too. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I think as time moves on, I think the fans naturally get louder. So
yeah, I was about to say my PlayStation 4 started making noise.
Yeah, mine sounds like a goddamn jet turbine. So
I wonder if it's just dust in the fans that's causing that bearing to like rattle.
I'd imagine something like that. You know,
might be time to crack it open.
Yeah, take a look in the inside of it. But so yeah, it's pretty quiet. It's very large. And yeah, being able to change the orientation on your desk, kind of a nice little feature. I think it requires a little bit more brain work than it probably should have. Just make it like they've always had and just allow it to be laid flat any direction, but you know, whatever.
Did you see that Microsoft clap back with a little diagram on how to change the orientation?
Yeah, you just push it over. You know.
Well, it's funny because PlayStation did that in the last gen, right?
They did.
Where, like how to share a PlayStation 4 game, and it's like here.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Hey man, gotta love that friendly competition, right?
Absolutely, and yeah, like you said, kind of a clapback, kind of funny, but. Yeah, man. So it is getting closer. It is next month. I still don't have a hands-on one. And at this point, I've kind of committed or accepted defeat on that. And I don't think I'll be getting one until the next year at some point.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait till the new year. Wait till things calm down. Wait till like the day zero patches drop and stuff. Because the last thing you want is spend, $500-600 on this thing. And then, like, day one, all the servers are down, nothing works. It's a total shit show. And
at this point, I'm me and Adriana, because obviously I'll talk about this next, but I bought a Switch. But with that being, like, basically all the things that are going to be available day one is either games that I'm not super interested in, like Sackboy. Like, it looks like it's cute and fun, but I'm not going to, it's not something I'm going to invest a whole lot of time into. And PlayStation 4 games. And if I want to play PlayStation 4 games, I have a PlayStation 4. You know what I mean? So... not really super necessary at the moment. But yeah, but from what I heard, I saw an article earlier today that apparently they've had another wave of canceling pre-orders, a whole new wave of canceling pre-orders. So more pre-orders continue to get canceled as time rolls on. And I think it's kind of interesting. So finally, it is what it is. So with that being said, like I said, I have finally committed, Gabe.
Congratulations, first and foremost.
I finally got my Switch. Finally. And so far, I am pretty impressed with the thing. You know, I think
It's cute.
it's very very cute, very very interesting. I opted in getting to Luigi's Mansion. I figured, and you mentioned it. When I get done with Luigi's Mansion, you and I just swap off. You could take Luigi's Mansion. I'll just take Breath of the Wild, and we'll share. You know.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's very very cool. I have to get a screen protector. I know that's kind of a big deal. I got a memory card already. From what I saw, it wasn't exactly necessary if you only have one game right now, but I figure down the road, you never know. And my wife loves it. So
It's fun.
yeah. Like I said, just about an hour and a half and 2 hours into Luigi's Mansion, I'm having an absolute blast. I love the character, love Luigi, love the game. It's very, very fun, very cute. They got some puzzle action going on in there. And I don't know, if, I'm not exactly the largest puzzle person in the world, so having like Adriana like watch me, she's like, oh, do that. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. You know, it's kind of a neat little thing. And I plan on having like a full-blown Luigi's Mansion review when I finish it. But so far so good, man. Moving along, having fun with it.
Good copy.
And it looks fun.
I will say, if you're going to be taking that thing to work with you, get a grip, like literally like a Switch grip, because the ergonomics on those things are phenomenal, especially if you're going to be playing it like handheld.
Yeah, I got you for sure. Yeah, that's probably something that I'm gonna have to look into. I'm not super crazy about like the remote, quote unquote, that they give with the console. I'm not super stoked on that, so I'm thinking maybe down the road I'll get like a pro remote, but not super necessary at the moment. And
yeah, there's very few things that are like necessary to get you off the ground with that thing, which is nice.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm looking at other games to play. So if anybody out there, Stardew Valley, you said?
Yeah, it's a farming simulator, and I know it sounds super boring, but that thing will suck you in, bro. I had 40 hours in like 2-3 weeks on that thing easy.
Yeah, for sure. I was thinking about even Animal Crossing, but I know that game will like take over your life if you allow it to. So, so yeah, same kind of premise. But yeah, I'm excited. I haven't actually owned a Nintendo console since the N64. So this is like 25 years in the making of me finally getting a Nintendo console. Because I didn't even,
man, welcome back.
Because I didn't even own the Wii. Like it was my sister's Wii. It wasn't mine. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Welcome back to Nintendo, I guess, right? And I'm excited.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited to get my hands on a Castlevania or a Metroid at some point in time. Star Fox, maybe. We'll see.
Fuck yeah.
Keep it moving. Alrighty, so Mortal Kombat 11 just refuses to die. They have announced a new expansion, which makes me glad I didn't buy the last one. This one is called Ultimate. So it's Ultimate Mortal Kombat 11 or Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. I don't know why they're fucking doing that. But so yeah, they have dropping 3 new characters with this. Rain makes his long-awaited return to the franchise. Melina, who we barely missed, and John Rambo is in this. So I think that's kind of funny. But yeah, so
solid selection across the board.
Absolutely.
I got no complaints.
Absolutely. I don't know any other gameplay adjustments they've made to the game, because when with the last Aftermath or whatever, they seem to have like a like some gameplay changes, as well as some like levels and fatalities and stuff that they added to it. I don't know as far as that stuff goes, if they've added along the way, but yeah, Ultimate is back. The Ultimate name, I think that's kind of a neat little thing. And my question is it done? Are they done with it? Or are they going to continue to add content to this game is the question.
I think maybe in regards to big stuff, we might be coming to a close here, but you know damn well they're going to update small stuff here and there. New costumes, new pieces, maybe a handful of new moves and fatalities for sure. But overall, I feel like this Mortal Kombat has been very well like maintained. You know, say what you will about the pricing and stuff, but the community's been keeping up with it. Ed Boon's been very active on Twitter in regards to this stuff.
Yeah.
And we didn't see that sort of same like developer, I guess, love with 10, right?
Yeah, not with 10, and definitely not with Injustice either. Like once the year was up, they were on to the
It was goodbye.
Yeah, they were on to the next thing. But
and don't get me wrong here, like I still play MKX. Like that is my preferred Mortal Kombat, but it is to be noted that they are putting in a lot of love and effort.
For sure, absolutely. I think they had mentioned that prior to the release of the game that they wanted it to last a little bit longer, and this was like their way of doing that. And yeah, it's porting over to the next gen. They've already talked about it. There's going to be cross-play, cross-generational gameplay between the two. So that's kind of a cool thing. Kind of like the future of gaming is cross-generational, cross-platform gaming.
Cross-platform.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, and we'll have to wait and see. I'm probably not going to buy it, just due to the fact that I'm a little salty about the whole pricing situation. That's my right. So
yeah, man, wait 2 years. It'll be $20 in the bargain bin for all the DLC and everything.
That's my thing. I'm pulling a Gabe on this one. I'm refusing to dive
Hey, man,
in.
listen, I got MKX, the final Ultimate Mortal Kombat X, 3 different times. And the last 2 times it was like $4 or $5 a piece. I got it for myself and I got it for Greg.
Yeah, for sure. So, it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see what happens along the line. Like you said, maybe just wait for the complete collection that I'm sure will be out at some point. I don't know. I'm not particularly fond of how they did it this time around. I was a big fan of the last game and how they did it. This one, not so
I feel like if NRS is going to continue this trend of fucking grave digging or wallets, it should just be like an annual thing. And whenever a new NRS game comes out, you get like a sweet discount.
Yeah, or something like that, man. Like the fact that I as a day one player, like I should get some kind of discount for this shit.
At least on the DLCs, right?
Yeah, something or other. I don't know, but I'm inclined to believe that it's probably not NRS making those decisions.
No, it's WB.
Yeah,
but still though, like how many times have you rebought MK1, 2, and 3 over the years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dozens,
yeah,
right?
That's true.
At least.
Yep.
And it's like, especially like, dude, there should be some sort of thing where you register your account on like the NRS website and enter your product code. Like, hey, I bought this brand new day one, and then you get a couple bucks off the fucking DLCs or some shit. Even small stuff, right? Or like an exclusive, like a day one skin.
Yeah, something like that, man. I don't know, man, but not particularly fond of how they've handled it. But I haven't really played a ton of the game either, so I guess this DLC isn't built for me. It's built for people who have been like heavily active. I'm with you. I think I've kind of switched my tone on it. I'm inclined to believe that X was my favorite, probably of all time, and I like 11. Like I said, they did a good job with it. But I think I'm in the same boat as you. I think it's going to be my go-to Mortal Kombat moving forward. Is going to be X because I miss it, man. We had so much fun. It was so much fun to clear a room back in the day, and I need to get back into it. So
there's something to be said about how well balanced 11 is and how, I guess, intricate and like subtle a lot of these moves are and stuff, and kind of how the background shit plays into everything. But in the same vein, man, Modern Warfare 2 worked because everything was overpowered, just like how in Mortal Kombat X everything works because everybody's stupid, flashy, overpowered.
Yep, this is true. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how the game progresses, and we'll obviously keep you updated, being fans of the franchise. So it is what it is. Next up, this is I guess something to say.
Speaking about Call of Duty.
Yeah. Next up, Black Ops Cold War beta. So we've had 2 weekends of this, and I wanted to talk about it because I am tremendously disappointed.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. So I am the biggest proponent of Treyarch as a developer for these Call of Duty games, right? Now, the last couple have not been my favorite, right? I was not crazy about Black Ops 4. I liked Black Ops 3. 2, in my opinion, is the greatest Call of Duty of all time. So we've had a good mix there. And I was looking forward to this, okay? I was looking forward to how this game looked, how it fit, how I was hoping it was going to feel. But there's just something about it that just does not feel right to me. And this is, again, a guy who is tremendously familiar with the Treyarch engine and how it feels. It is a beta, and I want to give it too much shit. Like I didn't give it too much shit during the alpha because it just felt off. But now we're getting closer to the release of this thing. And I'm inclined to believe that this is about as close as it's going to feel to release as it felt during this last beta. And I'm not impressed. There's just something feels tremendously off about it. I don't know if it's because maybe they took a more quote unquote arcadey approach to it. But I feel like you should not be able to slide across the whole entire map. You know what I mean? That thing is ridiculous. The weapons need some serious balancing. If you're using an AR, you're doing it wrong. You need to be using an SMG because you will win every gunfight you have if you're using an SMG. And Not digging it so far. And I'm at the point where if I do get it, it will be for the story and for the zombies, which is probably the first time in the history of Call of Duty that if I buy the game, it's for the campaign among everything else. So above everything else, rather. Not crazy about it. Not liking it a whole lot. With that being said, they did drop like a new game mode type, and it was called Fire Squad, I think, where it is 10 teams of 4 fighting over various objectives on the map. I thought that was cool. And they kind of behave similar to like Warzone in that regard, where like you can get down and your teammates can pick you up. But I think there's too big of a delay between when you get killed and when you respawn back in. And I think they're doing that for balancing purposes. But like if your whole squad gets wiped, you and that whole squad are off the map for 20 seconds. That is an eternity in Call of Duty time. So I hope maybe make some adjustments on that. But like I said, not overly optimistic on this. And I think it looks pretty ugly so far. And I don't know what to think. Have you had any hands-on with this, or have you heard anything about it, Gabe?
Nope. You know my policy.
True. And you said it, I think, when I played the alpha, you're like, well, with Modern Warfare being so good, it's going to be kind of hard to make the switch. They are not helping their cause with the beta. And yeah, man, I don't know. It's kind of scary going into this next chapter of the Call of Duty franchise. I guess we'll have to.
Hey, man, if you peak, the only way you can go is down.
Yeah, this is true. So I don't know, man. With that being said, Modern Warfare continues to pump out content. Haunting of Verdansk, they have dropped some cool DLC as far as skins. They have Leatherface and Jigsaw from Saw in there now, and they have this new version of the Battle Royale, which is like a zombie royale kind of a situation. So a little bit of zombies mixed in there, except the zombies are player controlled. You get downed, you get to come back as a zombie. You kill 2 humans, you get to come back in and respawn. So instead of a gulag, you get to be a zombie and kill people instead. All right, so I played it. It's fun. They have jump scares in it, which I hate. It legitimately scared the shit out of me the other day. But yeah, so far so cool, and I like it. And I was playing a little bit on stream a little while ago, and yeah, it was kind of cool. So definitely check it out if you have the chance.
Cool. Moving on to music news and reviews. Absolutely fucking stacked this week. This isn't even everything. We had to leave some stuff off that we'll roll over to the next show.
Yep.
I want to open up with kind of some big news because we are in the roaring 20s, right?
Oh my god.
So Attack 2 Stickly Boogaloo, they announced that they're back. Now let me give you some I'm sure you've kept up with it to some extent, but Caleb Shoma posted on his Instagram a picture that simply said, to answer everybody's question, no. So Caleb Shoma is not back. And then Wendy's Twitter came in, right?
Oh man, here we go.
And they're like, so who's even in the fucking band anymore, right? And Attack goes, they're like, I don't know, I think Franzilla might have something to say about that.
Wait,
Like
what?
Chris Franz from Attila might have something to say about that. So
Wait, what?
this week, Wednesday morning. And so for a couple days, everybody thought the Franz was going to be an Attack before Attack was finally like, no, we're just playing. But it was fun, right?
Okay.
So they're coming back. I'm curious to see what they're going to sound like now, if they're going to stick with the Crabcore vibes. I don't know, man. I think it's time.
Yeah, so Caleb not being in there is a big deal. And from what I heard, I don't think Johnny's going to be back either.
No.
So basically, it's the worst form of Attack returning. So my question is, why?
I mean, I don't know.
Because they weren't exactly firing on all cylinders after those 2 guys left.
Get Chris from Under Oath to do fucking keyboard and synths.
No.
He said no.
No, let's not do that because I'd much rather him work on other Under Oath projects than waste his time.
I'll tell you this. I'm not upset that they're back. I'm actually kind of excited. I'll give it a fair shot, right?
Sure.
We gotta wait 3 more years until the Chariot comes back, and when that happens, you will not see me.
Yeah, you're just gonna die.
Yeah, you're gonna have to bury me.
Okay.
You're gonna be one of my pallbearers.
Sweet.
Talk about he went out the same way he came in, swinging and covered in blood.
Absolutely, for sure, for sure. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. They even dropped like a new logo, which like with me, like when you said that when I heard that they were coming back, I'm like, well, maybe like a reunion tour or something like that. But with the new logo and stuff, it makes you to believe that it's going to be all new stuff that they're going to be dropping. You know, so you know my opinion. I'm not huge on them. I thought they were one of the worst eras of the scene, but
important nonetheless, whether
yes,
you like them or not.
That was where I was going. They were an important step in the evolution of the scene, and they're a very, very large act that everybody copied. So you can't really blame them for being so influential. That's not their fault, right? So
copy that.
Yeah, kind of interesting. Like I said, we'll see. I don't know.
Speaking about things making a comeback, a band called In Spirit dropped a song called Fold. For all of those who don't know, for the few and far between, In Spirit is a collection of former Vanna members.
Yes. For some people consider it one of the best eras of Vanna. This curses the Curses era of the band, basically the original lineup that they came out with.
So it's Chris Pierce, Sean DeMarquis,
Chris Priest. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Sean, Nick, Brandon, and Evan are all back, returning, and they dropped a music video for the song Fold, which was that little snippet that we received a couple weeks ago. And I think when it came out, I think I probably listened to it about 40 times in a row because I fucking love it. I love everything about it. It's exactly the sound that I need in my life right now. And a lot of the lyrics, I mean, it makes you feel like, man, maybe we should have kept it this way. You know what I mean? Not saying that that Vanna, everything they did after the fact wasn't good. In my opinion, some of it was better. But there was some great nostalgic, tummy warming feeling with the song. And
absolutely. And Davey Muse as the Vanna vocalist was kind of controversial all the way up until the end, because you had hardcore old school Vanna fans that were like, no,
absolutely
not my Vanna frontman.
Even when, like, because arguably they were the most popular during the Void era, All Hell era. But like you said, you could look at the comments of the videos and be like, well, I still miss Evan, I still miss Chris. And I get that, because like I said, I'm a fan of all eras of Vanna. And I get it, for sure. But with this being here, I think it's the closest thing that we're going to get to Vanna kind of quote unquote reforming. And I love it. They dropped some merch and I bought that with the quickness.
Phenomenal looking merch.
Absolutely.
I was genuinely surprised that I don't want to call them a freshman band because they're all seasoned vets at this point.
Yeah.
But they put some serious time and love into that merch design, and it's gonna be quality for sure.
Absolutely. So I'm waiting for that to get here. I think they said November they're gonna, because this was kind of pre-order kind of a situation, and it's gonna be a full EP to come soon. And I am heavily looking forward to this because that chorus is just a thing of beauty, man. They know they know how to write a fucking chorus.
All of the Curses era Vanna fans, I guess you can say that they're back in spirit.
Ha ha! He's right though, for real. Please, if you've ever been a fan of Vanna at any point in time, please check this out. They're a band that's incredibly important to me, and I literally shed a tear when they split. And I was there.
Yeah, you were ventilating.
I was. Yep. And I hope that this is successful, so we can kind of hopefully see them return to at least play a couple of shows live, man. Because I'm gonna be front row and center for that. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully that EP smacks. I have no doubt in my mind that it will, and I was absolutely in love with it. So please check it out. It's wonderful. The video was well done. It felt authentic. And one thing that I would note is that they look tremendously happy. You know what I mean? They look like they're having a shit ton of fun, which is what they need to do, especially at this point in their lives. These guys are all dads. I think all of them are dads. They need to be doing this for fun at the very least. So please check it out. Love, love, love. And like Gabe said, Vanna is back in spirit.
Speaking about some of Jake's favorite bands, Architects released a new single called Animals this week. Have you listened to it?
I have.
Okay, so let's get this out of the way.
Here we go.
It's clean. It's clean.
Yes, it is.
All the way through.
Yes, it is.
I like it.
Yeah, me too, bro. Honestly. Now the thing about the Architects is that they are
Pioneers.
They are pioneers. They are trendsetters, and they could do whatever the fuck they want because
They've really reached like Bring Me the Horizon status at this point.
Correct. They have perfected that sound, the sound that they're famous for, right? Because that's a lot of the things that I saw. Like, well, it's not exactly what they used to be. You're not going to get any better than what they had done previously.
Honestly,
with that
I
sound.
was going to say they peaked, in my opinion, with All Our Gods Have Abandoned Us, and then they topped that technically.
Correct, yes. And you're not going to get any better than that. So they took a different route. Now, the only thing that I would like to note here is that the style of vocals, like you said, is very clean. Sam makes that shit sound so easy because it is so easy for him to do that style of vocal. And that's something that should not be held against him because sure, he is not belting out crazy lines like he did on the last album because he did some tremendous vocal work on that last album, especially with like Royal Beggars and stuff like that, where it's just like he's fucking going in. Allow the man to pull it back a little bit and to write a song that still hits pretty heavy. There's some moments in there that are mosh pit inducing. So I'm a fan of it. And if it's a kind of like a step in a different direction, I'm okay with that because they're not going to get any better with that sound than what they had done prior. So, yeah, I'm all for it. Definitely worth the check out. And apparently they got an album coming out soon as well, which is just the end of this year is just ramping up intensity.
I'm excited. You know, kind of I don't want to say beef, but my general consensus with bands like Architects and August Burns Red. And I believe the metaphor I used last time was like, well, that jet is so high up in the air, like at 10,000 feet, what's another 1,000 or 2,000 going to make
Correct.
for the people watching from below, right?
Correct, yes.
So I'm excited, you know, seeing a lot of these bands we grew up with kind of coalesce into their new styles and mature a little bit. I dig it.
Yeah, well, I think the Punk Rock MBA did a like a review for it real quick, and he's like, well, it's a good song. He's like, but the thing about A+ student is that when they do a B, people start to freak out, right? When they write a B papers, people start to freak out a little bit. He's like, it's not like Wage War, who's like a C student who does a B. You're like, oh, good job, because it's maybe not at expectation. People freak out a little bit, but it's the Architects. They're allowed to do whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm not freaking out about it like I would if other bands changed their sound kind of drastically.
Cool.
Speaking of which,
yeah. So did you listen to this one?
I did not.
Okay, fair enough. So I checked out and jammed to a band called 100th, and I have a little review for Somewhere Nowhere, which is their latest release. Okay, so if you would have spoken to me 5 years ago when they pulled a full 180 on me, I would have told you I would never listen to 100th again. I'm so upset at them, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best kind of melodic hardcore bands out there, just went full, shoegaze, black gaze on us. But we've been speaking a lot about growth in regards to our own lives and kind of, the musical scene. Let me tell you, this is nothing but a quality product. And I think it has a little bit of something for everyone. If you're looking for something mellowed out to kind of get naked to, it's on there. If you have something like beach cruising music, it's on there. If you're just looking for something to skate to, it's on there. 100th has this way about producing and kind of writing music where, I don't know their fucking process, so I can only speak on it from a limited point of view, where everything works as an individual piece, but when things come together, it's just so goddamn tasty. I dig it, man. And it's my second favorite 100th album, if we're being honest here.
What?
Yeah, no, it's really good, man. I feel like if you kind of take away the biases and what they've been and kind of what you wish they were, I think it's a really fucking good album. It's like properly long, but there's quality in there. There's maybe like one song that I just don't vibe to, but literally everything else is a straight up fucking banger. I dig it quite a bit, man.
So that leads to my next question. What is your favorite 100th album?
Let Go, hands down.
Okay. Okay.
That's easily one of my top 10 albums too. So that's not like oh, it's my favorite 100th album. That's like one of my favorite albums. Period.
What was your opinion on Free then?
Free was okay.
Okay.
I think Free worked better as a collection of singles as opposed to a whole album.
You know, it's funny because like if you really, because like I said, I'm not the craziest about the 100th change, but if you take Let Go, there's a little bit of that in here. You know what I mean? I didn't listen to all of it, but like as far as the melody, there's a little bit in there. Like there's some similarities with that, you know? So it wasn't like a full like wholesale departure, especially when it comes to like the melody of it, you know? So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of interesting.
I guess you take your experiences and you learn lessons with you, right? So
Yeah.
whoever they picked up that melodic hardcore rhythms, beats, breakdowns, blasts, and all that good stuff, some of that's going to carry over into what you write.
For sure.
And they kind of mentioned that like, hey, we've been doing this for 10 years and we kind of want to do something different. I get it. I totally get it because I mean, on this podcast we obviously do a shitload of album reviews, shitload of singles,
For sure. Yeah.
just left and right. And I found recently I'm not particularly jamming to hardcore music. I've kind of mellowed out. Obviously, I'm going to listen to the big stuff, but like, dude, I just been kind of chilling.
For sure.
And like I get it. Sometimes you got to like forgive my pun, but sometimes you got to break free from like that circle, right? and you got to revisit some other stuff.
For sure.
Like I've been jamming a bunch of the Dirty Heads, some Hozier here and there, right? But like hardcore is always going to be in my heart. Of course it is.
Yeah, for sure.
But I give this a very solid B+.
Okay.
And a couple of things. If you listen to this album and take this for what you want, because it's kind of like a double-edged blade. If you listen to this album at like 8 p.m., you might fall asleep. And for some people, that's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but it's also not necessarily a bad thing. Double-edged sword kind of vibe. Solid production, solid effects all the way through. There's a lot of really cool shit on this album. And like I said, man, I feel like if you just take away those kind of biases that we've had from the 2 EPs, from Free, from fucking Let Go and all that stuff before, I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, maybe I'll give it a look because I think I maybe started to get 2 songs into it. I'm like, I'm just not feeling it, and kind of turned it off. But like I said, I did notice a couple of things, and that was the carryover from the melody from, like not even like Free era, but like like Let Go, where you could kind of tell there was a little bit of more melody in there than maybe some people would assume with the genre. So.
Quick little thing. So I was re-listening to Let Go the other night, right? What are your favorite like top 500 songs? Just out of curiosity.
Weather Towns is number 1. Break Free. Hold on, I have to think because it's been a minute since I've jammed to some 100th because of the change.
Sure, totally understand.
Like they're going through menopause or something. Carry On. Unravel, and let's do Inside Out.
Cool. Yeah, because I was like, dude, I don't even, because I always have these like weird takes, right? Like we talked about it with Every Time I Die. I don't even think Weather Town's the best song off Let Go.
Really?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
What do you like?
Carry On, bro. Such a fucking work. It goes not including the new stuff, right? So like old 100th stuff. Carry On, Soul, We Can Take Them All, Weathered Town, and then the Hurt cover.
Oh, you like the Hurt cover? You like the Hurt cover?
Oh,
okay.
It's really fucking good, man.
Okay, fair enough. Interesting.
But yeah, those are kind of my situations. But to kind of wrap this 100th talk all up, they're a band that's been doing it, and they're in it. And you know me, man, that first Departure album I can never get into. But when bands come back like Trophy Eyes and stuff, it's usually the follow-up to the Departure that I'm like, fuck yeah. And this is same fucking story, man. Somewhere, Nowhere. Check it out.
Okay, for sure. Moving along to the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, so the Fever 333.
You skipped one.
Studio. Oh, Bloodbather.
Yeah.
Haha, whoopsie daisies.
Yeah.
So Bloodbather dropped their Silence EP, I believe. It's
Yes.
like 23 minutes,
Yep.
maybe. Yeah, you want to talk about Dirt Nasty? So here's what I kind of compared this to, right? Because I like doing that stuff.
Mhm.
This EP is like, oh man, I hope everybody here is over 18. This EP is the equivalent of just going to pound town on your partner, bro. Like unrelenting force and enthusiasm at like some dirty little bar's bathroom. It never lets up. It just never slows down, and it does not let you catch your breath.
You're just sweaty and gross after, you know?
It's sweaty and gross, and you have to brush your teeth afterwards.
Oh, no.
If you want to talk about new and upcoming acts that are killing it, it's hard to ignore Bloodbather and what they're doing. There's a lot of soul in this fucking album. In this EP, excuse me.
Yeah, man, because I agree with you overall, but there was some similarities from track to track. I don't know if it was intentional, and I get kind of like the genre of music kind of lends itself to that, but I liked it. You know, I would put it closer to like B minus B territory.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Now, I'm not crazy about it, but I did like it. There were some moments I'm just like, whoa, I had to like pause it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's get back into it. And I had to start it up again, you know? And
you had to bust out that safe word.
Yeah, man, because I kind of felt like you said, kind of violated by the end of it. I'm like, that was just unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like, that was just a violent piece of music. And it was fun, you know, in a fun kind of way. I don't know if like they're gonna win any fucking like awards for writing or anything like that, but it is fun, fast paced, violent, and just kind of this visceral experience. So if that's what you're looking for, you know, Bloodblader got it in spades with this new EP, and they have it basically in everything they've done so far. So keep an eye on them. Like Gabe said, I think they're easily one of those up and coming bands to keep track of. One of my finds. Thank you very much. And
yeah, let's get Bloodbather and Sanction on like a tour together. That'd be tight.
Oh my goodness, I don't think
just back-to-back violence.
I don't think there's enough human perspiration to even handle that.
Yeah, right. Talk about we're gonna stink up the bottom lounge real good.
Ugh,
it's gonna seep into the fucking woodwork,
and the walls will ooze green slime. Anyways, but yeah, so very very cool. Definitely check it out. Are you agreeing? Probably in the B category.
Yeah, I'd say like a solid B for me. There's definitely room to work with, and that's not a bad thing. Mm-hmm. That means they can only go up.
Yeah, there's definitely some room for growth there for sure. But yeah, very, 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 very good so far.
Good stuff. So Fever 333 are back in the studio, and rightfully so with the kind of political climate of the world at the moment. And they are doing new music. I believe they dropped a single yesterday.
I believe the whole thing is dropped, Gabe.
Oh, okay. Did you listen to it?
I did, yes.
Okay, do your review. I'm so sorry. I'm just...
Yeah, it's out. I mean, keep in mind, like I said, we do this show a couple weeks every now and then, so like the subjects change. It goes from a single to a whole album very quickly around here these days. That's nothing wrong with that. But so yeah, it's called Wrong Generation, and it's like 8 songs, so it's more of like an EP, quote unquote. You could tell they made it kind of fast, and it's not like a stab at like the quality of it because it sounds excellent, but more so along the lines of the length of each track. I think the longest song they have in here is like 2.5 minutes. A lot of these songs are small and short. I don't know if, like you said, like they made it just kind of due to everything going on in the world, but you know, there's some good stuff in there. They have like a Let Live-esque song in there, which makes me want to just makes me want to cry that Let Live is gone. You know what I mean? But it's cool. It's fast. It's intense. It's kind of what you're looking for if you're diving into a Fever 333 album or whatever this is, EP. And it's solid. Not gonna blow you away though. Probably a C+. But it's solid. It's just another solid entry into the catalog.
Cool. I think we're all in agreement here that if we got a Gist and Butler project to come back, we all want it to be Let Live,
absolutely,
which is fine and dandy.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, they never put out something god awful,
yeah,
rushed in like a weird cash grabby kind of way.
Yeah, so, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Because when it comes down to Fever, it's like it may not be my cup of tea 100% of the time at the end of the day, but it's like you should still check it out. You know, they're important.
Yeah, absolutely. They got something to say. Like you said, it's not. I didn't say fast in the sense that, like you said, that they're trying to just get something out as soon as possible so people could eat it up, but more so along the lines like they had to get it out in order for it to be relevant by the time it comes out. You know what I mean? So nothing wrong with that. It's a good album. It's a good. Well, I guess whatever it is, it's a good piece of music, and Jason Butler has quality oozing out of his pores. So it's kind of It's kind of
Legend states that if he brushes up against you in like the pit, that you'll be in like a phenomenal metalcore band.
Absolutely. So it's solid. It's solid. I just miss Let Live. God damn it.
Yeah, I think we all do. When the Chariot comes back, actually, because they broke up the same year, didn't they?
They
2013.
did. They did.
Ah ha ha.
Vanna
Oh
too.
lordy lord.
Vanna left us the same time too. So remember that.
Vanna?
Yeah, Vanna was gone. Well, no. Well, yeah, the Vanna announced their final tour the same day the Let Live broke up.
Because the Chariot broke up in 2013.
Oh, okay. So there's a gap there, obviously somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2023 ain't ready for us, Jake.
Nope.
I'm
Not
telling
for
you,
sure,
man.
right?
Give
Jesus
me
Christ.
Dillinger, give me Every Time, give me Chariot, and the world will not be scorched earth policy at that point. We'll just burn down the venues
just burn it
because
down.
there will be nothing left.
Yeah, just burn it down. I don't care if it's new. I don't care if it opened up yesterday. Burn it down.
And when David De La Hoz comes on, you will not recognize me.
Yeah, matter of fact, you'll be going by David De La Hoz from there on out.
I will don my grandfather's armor and ride a horse into battle for my people, Jacob. Talk about, give me that mosh call. Where Evan Perks at?
Evan Parks. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, disappointed I know you are.
Yeah, so sick.
Moving on to spooky stuff, I guess. Bring Me the Horizon,
Interesting
Posthuman.
stuff.
Their EP project, whatever the fuck they want to call it now.
Yeah, I don't know what it
audio
is.
book called Survival Horror comes out in a little less than a week on the 30th of October 2020. And they dropped another single, Teardrops, on Friday. A little bit on the lighter side. Still has that big Bring Me the Horizon production. And I feel like this would have easily been like a Sempiternal or maybe even That's the Spirit, like a B-side.
Mm-hmm.
It's a comfortable in between, but dude, I've loved everything they've dropped from this thing so far. It's so good.
Yeah, I noticed that they added Ludens to this whatever this, like you said, EP storybook chapter based. I don't know what the fuck this is because it's called Posthuman, but this branch is called Survival Horror, which I love, by the way. But yeah, they added Ludens to it as well, which I don't think they
which is fine.
Which I don't think they should have though, because Ludens was released like 2 years ago. It feels like now. It wasn't. It just feels like that. And yeah, so far, like you said, we've had some good songs. Now, like you said, on the lighter side, not as violent or visceral, but to me, Parasite Eve is just the sickest song on there so far. But we've had nothing but good songs so far, which gives me hope. Which I don't know if I should. I kind of feel like fucking Hawkeye and Endgame don't give me hope. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at right now. Because
sure. Well, we got 5 days till the drop, and I'm sure we'll both have our thoughts and opinions on it. And if they're good or bad, we'll find out
for sure. And I just think that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so definitely very, very good. And they're slowly winning me back over again. It's kind of like the scene in Rocky IV where he's just getting his ass beaten up by a Russian, but America has to prevail, even though they're British. Anyways,
so are you Rocky?
Yeah,
cool,
for sure.
Bands with no bad albums. Okay, let's get the obvious ones out of the way. The
Sure.
Devil Wears Prada.
Mm-hmm.
Every Time I Die.
Mm-hmm.
Architects.
Mm-hmm.
The Chariot.
Yep.
Alex is on Fire.
Mm-hmm. Vanna. Mm-hmm.
See, I feel like we're just going through our favorites at this point.
Well, because I think there's a reason for that. Because they're old and reliable, tried and true. Because like even if like you can't say Slipknot, because Slipknot's had a bad album.
Yeah, I fucking hate The Gray Chapter.
Yeah, I wasn't fond of it either.
Well, the worst Slipknot album, period. And if you say it's Subliminal Verses, I will fight you. I will fucking find you and I will fight you.
You know, because I think State of the Scene sets up like along the same lines, like, oh, it's obviously The Gray Chapter, and somebody's like, We Are Not Your Kind sucked. I'm like, what album were you listening to that you think?
No, don't get me wrong. I didn't love We Are Not Your Kind.
Yeah, it was good.
Definitely
though.
better.
Yeah,
definitely much better.
It was good. You know, is it fucking Iowa? No, but was it good for sure? Did it have some very, very high points? Absolutely. I don't know.
Hey man,
I don't
As
know.
far as I'm concerned, Iowa isn't even Iowa at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, but like even like some of my favorites, like Linkin Park, like they have a bad album on there. They have I think some might argue there was 2 on there, which I'll talk about.
No bad albums. Dance Gavin Dance.
And the crowd goes mild.
Okay. See, I feel like to contend in this sort of competition, you need to be a band for at least 10 years.
Yeah. Well,
Dillinger has no bad albums, and
Okay.
Counterparts has no bad albums.
True. I agree with those. Oh, well, let me slide through my whatchamacallits real quick just to see if we can talk about it.
Another mild take. Under Oath has no bad albums.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because even Disambiguation was interesting. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I Killed the Prom Queen didn't have a bad album.
Yep, I'll agree with that 110%. ABR does not have a bad album.
August Burns Red does not have a bad album.
And that's coming from me.
Yeah, right. Let me think. Hold on. My Ticket Home doesn't have a bad album.
Have they been together for 10 years? Do they qualify?
Well, I think their first album was 2012, so if anything, they're on the outskirts.
Pretty close.
Yeah, but I think once you hit over 3 albums, you know.
Actually, no, they're 10 years. The Opportunity to Be was 2010.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
All American Rejects, no bad albums.
Norma Jean.
Norma Jean, no fucking bad albums. Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, Rage Against the Machine. Red Hot Chili Peppers doesn't have a bad album. Don't have a bad album.
Enter Shikari, no bad albums.
The last couple of albums are kind of weird though. I don't know. I wouldn't quite qualify them as bad, but definitely different. Definitely.
I would say Upon a Burning Body, but I'd be lying to everybody, including myself.
Because that last one,
that was the biggest disappointment of last year.
For sure. Yeah, if that last album didn't drop, then we'd be having a different conversation. They'd definitely be on that list. But I'm kind of on the outs with that particular. Take It Back Sunday doesn't have a bad album.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The Wonder Years and Yellow Card, no bad albums.
Thrice, no bad albums.
Thrice, no bad albums. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
The Used.
Uh-oh.
Reservations. Which one?
Hold on, let me look.
Deftones, no bad albums.
Deftones does not have a bad album. Well, I liked Heartwork, but I think I would not be for the Used I'm talking about. But I think I could see why people would dislike it. You know?
Sure. I feel like bands that make this list have to be like general consensus, no bad albums.
Okay. Fine.
You know what I mean?
Okay. I can see that.
Young Jeezy, no bad albums. Or just Jeezy now, excuse me.
Right? Because he's not young no more.
I would say Less Than Jake has no bad albums.
Now I'm not completely up to date with Less Than Jake. I haven't listened to Less Than Jake seriously in probably about like 15 years. So
yeah, I mean totally fair.
So yeah, I would have to what's the word? Deter to you on that one. Rise Against doesn't have a bad album.
Oh yeah, I mean the Rise Against formula. How long has it been since we've mentioned that, by the way? Because that used to be like a staple.
Yeah,
right?
It's a staple of the podcast for sure. Because I think there was probably like a year straight, and that's when we were doing the show weekly, where we brought up Rise Against, just because they're so consistent and wonderful. Did they have anything new? Hold on.
That is a good question. Thinking that we're all from Chicago here.
Right.
They dropped Broken Dreams the 16th of September this year.
Broken Dreams
Incorporated. So yeah.
Oh, but that's a soundtrack though. Hold on.
They've been together since 2004. Holy shit.
Yeah, man. They're just
another counterculture.
Just one of the all-time greats in my opinion. There's no denying that to me. Pennywise has no bad albums.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
9 Inch Nails doesn't have a bad album either.
It's hard to make a bad album when you got
one guy doing everything. Yeah. Trent Reznor doing all the work.
Audio Slave and Soundgarden.
But Audio Slave only had like 2 albums though.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
But you're right. But I mean,
yeah, okay, that's like by technicality.
But wait, hold on. But let's get serious then. Between those 3 acts, Soundgarden because Chris Cornell, Audio Slave, because Chris Cornell and Rage Against the Machine and Rage Against the Machine, between those three large groups, not a bad album between them.
No, absolutely not. Speaking of which, what's your preference on Audio Slave versus Soundgarden?
Ooh.
Because I'll take Audio Slave personally.
Soundgarden might be one of my favorite bands ever.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a wrong answer to this.
Yeah, but I think it just depends what you're looking for. I think Soundgarden's a little bit more grimy.
Yeah, more experimental, more kind of grungy.
Yeah, well,
closer to Nine Inch Nails than Audio Slave is for sure.
For sure, but Audio Slave is just so beautiful. Like, the music's just so fucking beautifully written.
It makes me want to buy like a convertible Mustang and drive down.
Exactly.
Utah, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean.
I would say this or the Apocalypse, but they only have 3 albums, so.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to count. Hold on. There's got to be another band in here somewhere. Because I was gonna say Escape the Fate, but they have a bad one or two. Man, I think we've kind of.
We covered the big ones for sure. I'm sure we can find something weird, like Sycamore doesn't have a bad album in my opinion, but I can totally understand why people think about the Angel, the last EP from last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's just like my opinion, man.
Can we count Chiodos in this? Because they're kind of.
How long were they active?
Their first album came out in like 2005, bro.
And then their last album was 2013?
14.
14? Yeah, why not?
But they kind of like.
They dropped like 5 albums,
Wait,
right? Or 4?
Hold on, let me look. I'm sorry. I probably should.
No, you good, bro.
Okay, so their very, very first album came out in 2003, which honestly I don't think I'm even familiar with.
I count 5 albums.
1, 2, 3.
Heartless, All's Well That Ends Well, Bone Palace.
Oh man, we should do.
Audio.
We need to do a fucking a full blown career in review for these guys, because they got some good shit in here. But yeah, man, I think they could be counted. But again, I haven't really heard the first one. So,
Let Live, no bad albums.
Were they together long enough?
That's a question.
Yeah, were they together long enough? Code Orange.
Let Live was kind of short lived. Has Code Orange been together long enough?
They've been together for a while. Hold on, because if you consider Code Orange Kids, which is like a separate.
2003 to 2016, Let Live counts. 13 years and 5 albums.
Okay, yeah, that counts. Wow, really? God, they didn't feel that long. Okay, so I guess we can exclude Code Orange from this, just because I think 2014 was their first album. A Day to Remember doesn't have a bad album, even if I don't even like all of them.
Bad Vibrations was kind of garbage.
Okay, true. I feel like, because you said Deftones, right? That's for sure up there. Amorosa had a bad one.
Stick to your guns.
Yep, for sure. They're up there.
Because when did they kick off? 2007? So yeah, 13 years.
4 Years Strong. Doesn't have a bad album.
4 years strong.
Yeah, doesn't have a bad one.
It's kind of hard to make a bad album when you're that good, you know?
Yeah, As I Lay Dying doesn't have a bad album either.
Yeah, it's just a giant time gap. Right?
I mean, yeah.
No bad albums, maybe some bad deeds, but
some might say, fucking criminal deeds.
That's all I can think.
Breaking Benjamin.
Go ahead. I haven't kept up with them, but I'll take your word for it.
So sick. But yeah, I think that just about
that covers every like big one.
The Bled.
Fall of Troy and The Bled.
Yep. There you go. Yeah, I think that covers it.
Yeah, man, we have our grounds covered. We paid respects, our homages and stuff.
Up and down the genre a little bit, you know, wasn't exactly in the same wheelhouse the whole time.
Yeah, but okay. I think we did it.
For sure. Excellent. But yeah, so next time we'll come up with the best consecutive, right? Back-to-back albums?
Yep, best back-to-back releases. I'm thinking like 3 very good contenders, and I'm going to say right now, you can't do Bring Me the Horizons, There Is a Hell, back-to-back with Sempiternal, because that is too easy of a layup.
Okay, and I think, just so I could get it on tape and I can remember it later, we will be doing a Chiodos career in review. I think. Next time we bring it back.
Feels kind of overdue, TBH.
Yeah, because I think when we did the March Madness thing, you and I are like, holy shit, Bone Pals Ballet is a fucking masterpiece.
It's pretty close to a 10, if not a 10.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, man, I think that's something that we will be doing next time on the show. But I think that was episode 164.
164.
And we will be back next time for episode 165.
165.
Thank you guys for joining us on the Second City Kids podcast. You guys know the deal. Twitter, Snapchat, Reddit, etc., Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. And well, actually, technically, we have the automated or the recorded outro, so I didn't even have to do that.
Good copy.
See you guys.
There you go.
Yep. See you guys next time. And until then, deuces. Alrighty, so that is the show, and I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream right now as well. Thank you guys for joining us.